Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are diving into really serious and complex history coming out Syria in 2025. The tragic massacres targeting the Alawite community. If you have been following me, the Syrian conflict, you know it's been a long, brutal war, but the violence we are talking about now is on another level, and it's raising questions about whether these killings could actually be called genocide. So, what's going on? Who are the Alawites and why is this happening now? Let's break it down.
شو هذيك التريلا يا شباب؟ الله أكبر! الله أكبر!
Alright, quick history lesson. The Alawites are a religious minority in Syria, likely about 10 to 15% of the population. They have been pretty closely connected with the Assad family, who have been in power since 1970. That means a lot of the government and military leaders have been Alawite. Because of that connection during the Syria civil war, the Alawites have become a target for rival groups who oppose the Assad regime. Their biggest communities are in the coastal regions, places like Latakia, Tartus, and part of Hama. These areas have historically been somewhat safer than the rest of the country, but not anymore.
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله.
كان المسلحون يوقفون الناس في الشوارع ويسألونهم عن طائفتهم، وإذا تبين أنهم علويون يعدمون فوراً، وكانت الجثث تترك أحياناً في الشوارع لأيام قبل دفنها، وغالباً دون طقوس دينية.
Now, we should able to move on to see numbers. However, trying to get exact number is tough, because the situation is chaotic and access is limited. Different groups report different numbers. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights reported over 1,500 civilian deaths by mid-March. Another group, the Syrian Network for Human Rights, said at least 400 civilians and disarmed fighters were killed, including children. Local estimates are even higher. Some say over 1,700 people have been killed in these attacks. The United Nations says tens of thousands have been displaced. More than 50,000 people forced to flee their homes, with some crossing borders into Lebanon. This isn't just numbers. Each one of these means a family torn apart. So, who is doing this? It's a complicated mix. There are militias aligned with the Syrian government, groups like Syrian National Army factions, including the Hamza Division and Sultan Suleiman Shah Division. Then there is Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, an Islamist group that's part of General Security Forces now. Also, foreign fighters from places like Turkmenistan and Czechia have been involved. So, don't forget, remnants of Assad regime itself blamed for some of the initial attacks. The methods, it's pretty brutal. We are talking interrogations on spot, identifying Alawites, then killing them. So there have been reports of looting, arson, and mass graves. So if you're asking what international committees are doing, The international community has been watching and responding, but it's pretty complicated. Groups like Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch and have called these wars and massacres war crimes, urging investigations and protection for civilians. The United Nations has documented the violence and displacement, and the European Parliament has asked why the Europe hasn't stepped in more forcefully. And some organizations have gone further, warning that this could be a genocide. So, and this is where things getting tricky, because what exactly is genocide, and do these massacres meet that definition? Some groups like the Lamkin Institute and the Christian Solidarity International say yes, they're calling it genocidal violence. So even the Alawite Islamic Council called for Russian intervention to stop what they say is genocide. So on the other hand, big human rights groups have focused on calling these crimes war crimes, not genocide. The Syrian government denies genocide and blames drug elements. So, why this debate happens? Well, genocide has a very specific legal definition. It means intent to destroy in whole, apart, and a group because of their ethnicity, religion, and nationality. It doesn't matter if we call it genocide because it's mostly yielding to Alawite people. So, where do things stand now? As of late May 2025, the violence hasn't stopped yet, and the survivors are still waiting for justice. Massacres have only deepened sectarian divides in Syria. International intervention seems unlikely anytime soon, especially with political deadlocks involving Russia in the United Nations and other powers. So, what's clear is that monitoring humanitarian aid and legal accountability are more important than ever. So, this one is the most tragic chapters of the Syrian conflict in recent years. The Alawite massacres show just how brutal sectarian this war has become. So, if you want to understand Syria's future, you understand what's happening on the ground now. Thanks for watching. If you would like to help people need help in there, so I'll just leave the link below so you can donate it. So, and take care, and I'll see you in the next video.